that same advice and applied it into my life, and I am seeing changes. And so this is where the Lord has called me to teach it to you. And I think, one of the things I can say is God is wise in everything that He's doing. And where we are going with this and our next following week, it's good that we're doing it just as we're about to do a fast because of so many reasons. And when we get there, you'll understand why I'm saying that. Because on the Daniel fast, we are not going to be having meats. And because we're not going to be having meats, what we're going to be teaching next week, it would be easy because we would all be in one accord. And so we spoke about our body being the temple of the Holy Spirit. And today I'm going to have you looking at the screen in between because I felt it necessary to show you some pictures of what we have been talking about. And so the last time we spoke, for you, those of you who remember, we spoke about people who lose weight, and we're back into recognizing pre-diabetes to type 2 diabetes, what is associated with it, what you can recognize happening in your life before you hear the word that you're diabetic. Before you hear those words, you're type 2 diabetic, there are certain things, if you notice it now, you can prevent being a diabetic. And it's up to you, the choice is yours. So we are just trying to show you some of the signs that we would have taken for granted. And yet said to yourself, well, I'm young and I'm strong. And then when you get older, you say, oh, people like to say, and tell me how many of you have heard this before. They would say, when you get old, it's all kind of sickness and diseases and things that's happen. It comes with the age. But I beg to differ on that. I don't believe that it comes with the age because there are some people who are aged, very old, and they're not sick with any particular ailment or disease per se. I believe that because when we're young and we're strong and we're able, we see signs and we just don't pay attention to it because we are living it, if that makes any sense. And one of the things we spoke about the last time is our eyes. When people are pre-diabetic and heading into type 2 diabetes, one of the things is that you get problems seeing, and you start seeing things blurry, and you don't pay much attention. You just say your eyes blurred. You don't go to the doctor, or you go and they say to you, well, you go and get your eyes tested out. Some might go, the doctor say, well, you need to go and check it out because it seems like you're getting something. Sometimes you don't even bother to go and have it checked out. I don't want to go in no hospital now. And you don't go. Neither do you go to the doctor. And by the time you wake up in the morning, you can't see. You're losing your sight. And this is something that we need to take seriously. We spoke about the unexplained weight loss. And this is pre-diabetes heading into becoming a diabetic. You start losing weight. And people say, well, I'm just losing. I don't know, now I'm just losing weight. Don't realize it. Being tired, unnecessarily tired, that increased desire for water because you're feeling so thirsty. And let me not just say for water, you're just thirsting more because some people, they're feeling thirsty, and they wouldn't drink plain water. They would drink like flavored water or juice, so you're feeling more thirsty or thirstier than you would normally feel. These are signs and symptoms that can be leading up to type 2 diabetes, and feeling hungry, like an increased hunger pang. You find yourself eating more than you would normally eat, and you're saying, this is, I'm really tired, but you're not working out, you're not exercising. Then why is this happening? Why am I feeling so hungry? You're eating the same things that you used to eat, and nothing seems to be filling you. These as well can be signs of pre-diabetes leading into type 2. And yeast infection, we spent some time. How many of you remember that we spoke about the yeast infection that is found in both male and female? We spent a lot of time talking about that because what we were telling you is candida fungus yeast infection. What happens is when you have diabetes, it weakens your immune system. And as your immune system gets weak, what happens is that it reduces your body's ability to fight off um, germs. And because your body is unable to fight off germs that are harmful, it will increase your risk of developing infection, and hence the yeast infection or the candida fungus. Amen. You are following me? And so another thing that you can look at in your body, and I think I want to ask you now to look at the screen. We want to we want to talk about some of these things, and some of them you would have noticed before. Yes. And one of the things that we would see in people who are what you call um, diabetic, or getting themselves in the place of becoming diabetic, is a dark color of the skin. And I'm sure you would have seen people, maybe even as you minding your own business, I like to say, you may go somewhere to purchase something. You look at your screen, you may go somewhere to purchase something, and you would notice people, whether you stand behind them or next to them, or someone may be speaking to you, and you'll see their skin is dark in color. And most times you would see this dark color under their arms. And talk to me, let me know if you've ever seen anyone like that. And then what you would notice at the back of their neck and on the side, it's dark, a dark color. Have you ever seen it? Sometimes you feel like when you look at it, you want to say to that person, can I just scrub your skin a little bit? Your neck looks dark. How many of you have ever seen um, people with dark color around their neck that makes it look, or their arm, that makes it look darker than normal? When you see this on someone, the back of their neck and the side of their neck, it's not that they need to shower properly. This person is, if they're not diabetic, they're heading into diabetes. So from the moment, if you have seen it, or some of you said yes, Hazel said many times, from the moment if you start noticing that on your skin, your neck, then it says you got to watch that. It means that your blood is producing too much sugar. It means there's too much sugar in your blood. Let's put it that way. Too much. And so right here and now, you have the ability to take control. Some people may not see it, that dark patch um, around their neck. Some people have it in their groin area, more darker than normal, but it is usually a sign of pre-diabetes. And if you feel it, if you pass your hand on that dark area, it feels smooth. That's a diabetical. From the time doctors look at someone like that, when they look at you, they say, okay, that person is diabetic. Then we have one of the things that happens as well, another sign, and you're looking at yourself, is something called skin tags. And what I want you all to understand, that skin tags is not the same as what we would call, how do I put it? Um, it's not it's not like mole, like we say, think that mole and skin tags are the same thing, but it's not. Right? Skin tag is just as you say it is a tag. So when you look at your skin, it's like a little piece of flesh that grows a little bit like a button or a knob, and then it kind of hangs. So that's, you think of a tag on your clothes. When your clothes have a clothes tag, how many of you know what a clothes tag is? It kind of falls and swings kind of thing. Well, it's the same thing. The skin has tags on it. When what they have found is that some people who are pre-diabetic, just before they are told that they have diabetes, they develop skin tags, and they're good all the time. And all of a sudden, they start getting skin tags. And what doctor science medicine says, they have noticed that people who start getting skin tags, they are on their way to type 2 diabetes. How many of you have seen skin tags before? Whether it's on you or on yourself. Have you ever seen people with skin tags? So they're saying that most of the time skin tag, it's a sign of pre-diabetic, or people who have type 2 diabetes, they tend to have skin tags. All right, so Minister Candace and Kathleen have seen it. And it's important that you check yourself. And so there's another sign again that we look for in our for people who have or as we say, pre-diabetic, heading into diabetes, because it's things that we don't really look at. And what they're saying is that people who are on their way to becoming diabetic, what happens is that they have, you would notice on their skin, they often have some brown patchy spots. And you would see it. Have you ever seen people just have like some dark spots all over their skin? Sometimes you see it on their hands, sometimes you see it on their foot. You see it. It's sometimes the spots, they said it will itch. Sometimes it may cause some pain. And what they say that people, when they have it, they just say, well, oh, that's old age spots. That's what they tend to call it, old age spots. Have you all ever seen that before? Have you ever seen people's skin like this? And what they're saying is that people whose skin has these brown spots all over, you may tell yourself or think that maybe the person had some sort of what we call like a cut, or some braise on their skin, and it remain there. No, these spots just come up on their skin. And as it comes up on their skin, what the doctors have said is people who have these spots, when tested, they are either on their way to being a diabetic, or they are already. So yes, Auntie Gail, it looks like what we call here in Trinidad bubble marks, but it's not bubble marks. It's this, and there's a term that they call it, and they call it dermopathy, when your skin just bursts out in these spots that are brown. And when we look at it, some people have no type of symptoms at all, no type of itching, no type of pain, nothing. It just comes up, and nothing they use to put on it to get rid of it, it makes it goes away. No, what will cause it to go away is if your sugar level comes down. Are you all following tonight? And then coming out of that again, so you have to look at your skin. I'm not just telling you this just because, I'm telling you so that you too can start looking at your skin, or even those of your loved ones, right? And what we have is something they said that there's people who are diabetic or on their way to becoming diabetic. There's something that comes out on their skin. And what they're saying is that they develop a hard thickening of the skin, hard thickening of the skin. And and they said that when you look at it, as you can see, um, on the screen here, let's have my assistant, Minister Joshua, is helping me out here. Right. When you look at it, what they're saying, it looks as if the skin is swollen. I don't know if we can, like if the best way to explain this, if you're itching, how many of you like you itch, and all of a sudden the skin starts to look like it's swollen? Yeah, and somebody will look at you and say, you're itching your skin. Look at how your skin swell like that because of the constant itching. Well, they're not itching, but it looks just like that. It looks like that, and what happens is that it feels kind of hard at the same time. How many of you, let me ask, how many of you have ever, you've itched and itched and itched and itched your skin, and then it just gets kind of it swells up a bit and it feels hard from the constant itching? Has it ever happened to you? Maybe just, kind of itching your hands, you're just itching it, and all of a sudden you see the pores kind of swell. Nobody? And then if you kind of squeeze it, it feels hard. Well, Minister Joshua told me yes. Well, I'm happy you all never had an opportunity to itch like that, and it could be on your hand, as I said, your finger sometimes, just like you feel like, especially if you, for those of you who are allergic to the what we call the dashing bush, and you peel it, it feels kind of itchy, and then you start itching. And if you constantly itch like that, it is going to your skin, you kind of cause your skin to swell. So what they're saying is that people who have this hard, thickening type of skin are people who are diabetic. It looks like it's swollen, it feels hard, it feels thick, and it's not painful. There's no pain on it. But most of the times you tend to find it shows up on the back of the person, as you can see here, and sometimes on the shoulders, like you're seeing here with this man, and the neck. And but those are the only place that they've seen it on people like that. Then we have, and again, you got to look at yourself. And then we have now open sores and wounds. People who have high blood pressure, your glucose is so high, your blood is extremely sweet, as we say. What happens is that you have poor circulation when your sugar is high. And because you have poor circulation, it will damage your nerve. And as it damage your nerves, you would find that you over time, what happens is that your sugar now, with the poor circulation, because of the high sugar level, it makes it hard for your body to heal wounds. And most of the times you tend to find you get it on your foot. And so I want to show you some, one, two, three. Right. So if you look at your screen, right, people who are diabetic, again, we're seeing that um, it's poor circulation because your sugar is too high. When your sugar is too high, it's a bit graphic, but I got to show you because I need you to see. It starts off sometimes with a small button. Sometimes you have a little button on your foot, nothing big, yeah, like a little button. And coming out of that button now, if you don't pay attention to what's happening, you might tell yourself, well, I just have a little sore. Are you all seeing how um the little toe have like a little scab? You tell yourself it's just a little something on the side of the foot. And most of the times, again, we talk in circulation, and most of the times when people have poor circulation, it is seen on the feet. All right. So this person now, whenever you get any type of what you call it, any type of a cut or any piercing of the skin, and around it starts getting yellow or even red, as you're seeing there, you got to watch it, because most times when anyone who does not have sugar, you would not find that yellow pussing around it like that, or even red in that area. And if it is, you don't tend to it, it can get worse. And in being worse, some people lose their toes, right? Because the diabetes, what happened is that you're not taking care of it. And so it gets worse. You leave it there unattended because you know what? You know that something is going on, but you're just ignoring it or you're too scared to deal with it. And so this person, as you look at their foot, you can see how that sugar, and this is sugar. Eh? Let me tell all you something. This is the dangers of what sugar can do. And so as this person now, again, it's always most of the times pay attention to your foot. Watch how your foot is behaving. All right, your foot, people who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, their foot gets dry, their feet will get dry. And I'll tell you something, it's no longer an old person thing. Eh? It's no longer an old person thing. It's anybody can get this now. That's the place that this world is in. Sickness just doing everybody. Look at how this person, their feet, you see, it tells you where that black area is. It's probably where it started. It went to the two middle toes. One of the toes seemed to be missing. So they're going to have to cut this person, preparing this person for surgery. All right. You have to take care. Don't tell yourself, well, that's not me. I know of somebody who it got really, really bad. And this is what this person, their foot looked like this, what you're seeing on the screen. They get black because of gangrene. Yes. And then you can see the hole again to the ankle, just yet. Minister Joshua, you seeing that hole there? Again, not taking care of it, not looking at it. This is what can happen when your sugar is too high. And sometimes when they go to do the surgery, they try to cut off the part that is dark. And then in the operating room, they realize there's some gangrene that is not coming, that is not showing maybe in the big toe. But when they do it now, they realize they may have to cut the ankle off. Sometimes they go to cut one toe and then that person wake up and they wake up without a foot. They cut their foot from the knee go down because that's how far that gangrene, that's a silent killer, was traveling up into the person's foot. Are you all understanding? Sugar is dangerous. Processed sugars we're talking about. And then so you're having problems now, it's not healing. And then one of the things as well is with people who are diabetic, they get what they call some bumps that look like if it's measles, it looks like just like a cluster of bumps that comes out. And I'm telling you this because it happens to people and you don't even know what is causing it. And you're going to get all kind of things in these places to rub on it because you're thinking it's some sort of rash, you're thinking it's this, that, or the other. This is what doctors have found, that there's an outbreak of small bumps that happen to some people. The bumps just appear. Sometimes in this case, it looks red. Sometimes they say it looks yellow according to your complexion. All right. If you're dark in color, what they said that the people who are darker in color, you'd find that it looks kind of a sort of like grayish. And where they're saying is that you'll usually find these bumps. It will come out on your bottom, your buttocks, your thighs, the what they're saying, the crux of your elbow, or even your knees. So what you do, you pay attention. This, I will tell you, will disappear when you bring your sugar under control. As much as it's looking horrible like this, once your sugar is no longer sugaring and it is not so high, it will clear up completely. And then one of the things to people who are pre-diabetic and who are on type 2 diabetes, what they have noticed is that these people around their eyes, some people, again, not in all cases, but some people around their eyes, they have found that there is like yellow patches. Have you ever seen? And I've seen people that have this type of thing over their eyes, right? And And I have seen it. I have seen it. And so what they're saying that causes that is that these patches of high levels of fat for people who are not controlling their diabetes, and the sugar is so high. What they said happen is that it causes the fat level, because of how the sugar is so high. The fat levels in their body will get high too, and they found that it only comes out around the eyes. It's yellow, it looks like bumps, and they stay in the same place most times, both eyes, and then it feels sort of hard. Is there another, do we have another picture of this? And it feels hard when you feel it. So what you're doing really is paying attention to yourself. Look at your body, keep your eyes on your body, make sure that you're examining your temple. This is your body. Pay attention to your body. I want you to say that right where you are. I will pay attention to my body. It is very important. And then finally, one of the things you would notice is that sometimes people will get like um, a sort of reddish, some people red, brown, sometimes even looking kind of purplish. I have seen the ones that look purplish, right? On the shin of your foot, a different type of color. How many of you have ever seen, it may not be this color, but you may have seen it, like I have seen it in purplish and a bit dark in color. It's not itchy, it's not painful, but when you see that, they have said, scientists and doctors have said that people who have come to them pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes, diabetic, have shown on their shin to develop this sort of spot on their shin. How many of you have ever seen anyone with this before? And it don't have to be somebody that you know. Sometimes just in being roundabout and just observing, as you saw, or Sister Kathleen said she saw. It's something that you would see with people, and especially if there are people who are of age, and you look at them walking, and you know kind of drop on them, you notice the shin always showing something going on there that will tell you that they're diabetic. And sometimes you see people with a bandage around it, because sometimes whatever is going on with their foot, it starts oozing, and they're trying to take care of an ulcer. Yes? I hope that I'm not confusing you all. I know it's not what we are accustomed to, but we got to teach. We got to teach it to let you know. Because pre diabetes, it may be invisible for years. For years, I'm talking about, until it develops into type 2 diabetes. And there are a lot of people, and that doctors said, and science says that they have symptoms, but because we do not pay attention to the symptoms, we go about our way normal, and then later on in life, you're being told that you are diabetic. But you can prevent that. You can prevent that by one, what is the most important thing is watching how much sugar you put in your body. I want you to really listen. If you need to even replay this message, I need you to take charge of your body. I want you to watch what you put in your stomach. You can take control of your body and allow your body to be healed in the right way by doing the right things. And so all of this, saints of God, all of this, as we started talking, started in the stomach. You see that little stomach that I've been talking to, we spoke to you about? That stomach that we're saying to you, listen, you got to really take care of that stomach. It is important. Your stomach, saints, when you eat, whatever you eat, if you can keep your stomach happy, your entire body will be happy. It all starts in the stomach. And so you got to watch what goes in. You got to watch the amount. How many of you have tried? We spoke about water. We spoke about that a human body, a healthy human body only goes to urinate. Well, I see the dictionary has the word pee, so I'll say pee 7 to 8 times a day. If you're going to the bathroom to urinate more than 7 to 8 times within a 24-hour span, what they're saying is that you're having some issues. It's not healthy, unless of course you are taking things that are diuretic that will make you use the bathroom much more often than you would normally do if you weren't taking it. And so one of the things that we told you is that we watch the way we drink water, which is how fast we drink water. How many of you have tried drinking water slowly? How many of you have tried the sipping of the water and can say, okay, I have tried it and I realize I'm really not running to the washroom. I'm really not running as fast to the bathroom as I used to urinate. How many of you have even taken the time to say, you know what, I've tried, or Minister Bernadette said she tried it and it works. Anybody else? I mean, we're teaching this so that you are not just a hearer, but you got to be a doer as well, because we can teach you all of this, how to take care of your temple, and the choice is yours what you do. Because as I said, for me, sometimes, and I kid you not, I said to Doc, and I always tell him, if there was a way, I said this, if there was a way that I could have a bag, and on that bag I could attach a water bottle and a straw, I would be drinking water all the time. I love the taste of water. If I could open my mouth under a pipe and just drink and drink, I don't know, there's something about water that I really love the taste of water. So I was drinking the water bag. And one of the things that we were saying, the reason why we need to drink enough water that our body needs so that we can be healthy. When we drink too much water, it overflows and our body will pass it out as urine. So that water is not doing anything. But when you start drinking water slowly, and which is what they suggest is every 10 to 15 minutes, you sip on some water, every 10 to 15 minutes, you will allow now that water will go into your body and it will begin to heal your body the right way. And this is what we want. We want our body to be healed the right way. Amen. And in order for that to be done, we got to do what we got to do. And so the Holy Spirit is teaching us. And it's up to us now to say, okay, I am going to take heed of this and I'm going to apply this and I'm really going to do what I have to do so that I can, my body can be healed. We don't have to be sick. We don't. So I want you to try and see it. And if you try it, you would notice you're not running, running, run. I am telling you, it works. So when you're thinking of when you start drinking water and gobbling down that water, I want you to tell yourself, say to yourself, self, you're not doing a good job here. Your body is not able to process this water. You're just wasting it and you're causing your kidney to work extra. So talk to yourself and say to yourself, self, slow down on the water. Because when you're accustomed doing it, you might forget. But when you do remember, just stop. You sort of gobble along that water, just stop. And what I've noticed is for me, in order for me to remember, I had to set an alarm on my phone that will go ting, ting, ting. And I say, okay, now it's time to drink some water. So I would sip it and I sip it. I have noticed that I'm not rushing. As a matter of fact, when you do that. And in doing that, I realize now I don't need to get up in the night. I don't. And when you sip water right through the day, you're not thirsty. The moment you start feeling thirsty, it means that you have um, caused your body to go into the mode of thirst itself. And when you start feeling thirsty, your body is already pulling water from your body. And that is what you don't want. Because then your body starts to pull water from your head. And that's why we get headaches. And that's why you always find people will tell you that when your head is hurting, you drink some water. It will pass the headache. How many of you have ever heard that before? When we are feeling this way, it's our body that's talking, and we don't understand why. But now the Holy Spirit is showing us. So what we need to do is to treat your body the right way. And once you treat your body the right way, saints, I promise you, you're going to feel healthy. You wouldn't need to be popping a set of pills into your stomach. You wouldn't find yourself, being sick. And that's important that you understand that. I took the time because I want to show you all. It's important that you see, and it's important that you understand. So I'm going to put something back again on the screen, and I'm really trusting the Lord that you all will be getting something from this, and that you would make some changes into it. Once you make those changes, you would realize how important it is, how very, very important it is to take care of your temple. We got to take care of us. And we don't have to go to the doctor all the time. Just do the right thing. It's nice to have chocolates. It's nice to have sweets. They say, this is good. Can I tell you something? Cocoa itself is what you need. Cocoa has the benefits that you need. But some of these things that they say it's chocolate, there's no cocoa in it. Even some of the snacks that we buy for children, we give it to them. There's nothing in what they're saying it's supposed to be. And so when we constantly put these things into our temple, it will make your temple sick. It will make you feel unwell. You don't have to feel this way. Doc and I was talking today, and we spoke about Abraham because we were talking, as you would hear, and we shared it the last time that we were on. When people are diabetic, and men in particular, they are able to have an erection, and so there's a problem, and it happens with young people too. Because if your husband is young and he's not taking care of himself, then you're not satisfying your spouse. We having problems. And I said, Doc, but look at Abraham, because you told us, but Abraham was an old man. And he said, yes, but they ate different in those days. And that's why I said to you the last time, if your great grandparents saw the kind of things that you're eating now, they're like, what? I don't want that. Because they ate different. As a matter of fact, there are some people who are still like that. You would not find them buying the things that we purchase in the supermarket. They believe in pure seasoning from the ground. They wouldn't put any of those powdered seasoning in their stuff because they would always tell you, no, that them thing not good. Come on, somebody talk to me. You all would have heard that before. You all would have heard that before. I'm seeing a question here that we do not need to drink 7 or 8 glasses of water a day. What is what they're saying now? Science, medicine, doctors, they're saying now is that they realize drinking water by the glass is not healing your body. You can have the 7 to 8 glasses a day, but not at one time. You have your 7 glasses, but you sip every 10 to 15 minutes. That's what you need to do. It really, really works. And I want you all to try it. I want to show you something again. I want to take you back to the screen. And I want you to look at it because I just want you all to understand that you and I, we need to know how to take care of our temple. And if the Lord is showing us what to do, then we got to do it the right way. Amen. See, Joshua is not here, and I'm doing this wrong again. Tell me, help me, Jonathan. This, yes. Thank you. Oh, you stopped it? Yeah. Just bear with me. Yeah, that's it there. Are you all seeing it on your screen? Just type and tell me yes. Are you hearing it? Are they hearing it? Are you all hearing? No? Okay, so I'm doing something wrong. Okay, just now. All right. So what? Sorry, I'm making a mess here. I'm making a mess here. What? I'll get Minister. Oh, you're seeing it now, Jasmine? Oh, all right. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Let me say this. Water is important. We need water for so many things. And once you have water, you drink the water the right way, which is this. When you wake up in the morning, what you need to do is start sipping your water from the time you get up in the morning. As soon as you get up, take a mouthful. Some people who are like myself, they've said to us before that when you get up in the morning, you ought to drink like a warm glass of water. How many of you heard that? Or drink 2 glasses of water. But in drinking the 2 glasses of water, you're going to run to the washroom again. And science is saying, medicine is saying that's not the way to do it. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And so what they're saying to you is that what you need to do is to start when you get up, take a mouthful of water. Even if you want to have the mouthful of water warm, you can do it. Oh, right, sorry. Are you all following what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you all are understanding what I'm saying. Yes, what they're saying is when you drink that water, it will help you have a bowel movement and all of that. And they're saying it will work, but then you're going to find yourself running into the washroom. And what they're saying is that, you're doing it wrong. So you get up, if you want to have that warm water, you have that warm water when you get up, but start having it every 10 to 15 minutes, just some sip of water. Thank you, Minister Joshua. So look at your screen. Thank you, Jesus. And we will play something for you.
Your kidney is filtering hundreds of liters of blood every day, controlling your blood pressure with microscopic precision. Now imagine it being slowly burned, scarred, and suffocated without causing a single symptom. That's how kidney damage actually begins. You don't need to be an alcoholic or diabetic. The real danger comes from everyday foods, some marketed as healthy, that quietly attack your kidneys at a cellular level. And here's the terrifying part. By the time you feel pain or notice urine changes, up to 90% of kidney function can already be gone. Today, we stop that before it's too late. We're counting down the top 10 kidney destroyers, breaking down exactly how they damage your kidneys and how to reverse the risk, starting with number 10, something almost everyone eats every morning. Number 10 is the high sodium trap, but not in the way you have been told. We are specifically talking about sodium from ultra-processed sources like canned soups, frozen dinners, and those seemingly innocent savory sauces. Sodium itself is essential for life. Without it, your nerves would not fire and your muscles would not contract. The problem isn't the salt shaker on your steak. The problem is the source of the sodium and the total absence of its partner, potassium. In your body, there is a delicate balance that acts like a seesaw. On one side is sodium, and on the other is potassium. When you consume ultra-processed foods, you are getting a massive injection of industrial salt with almost zero potassium. This imbalance forces your body to panic. To dilute that salt, your body holds on to water. This creates a state of hyperfiltration. Number 9 is a morning ritual that is quietly clogging your filtration system. Non-dairy coffee creamers. You might think you are doing your body a favor by avoiding dairy, but take a closer look at that bottle. These products are essentially a chemical slurry of industrial oils, corn syrup solids, and thickeners. The specific villain here involves whitening agents and emulsifiers. To make that liquid look white and creamy like milk, manufacturers often use microscopic particles that act like industrial paint. When you drink this every morning, these particles enter your bloodstream. Your kidneys are tasked with the impossible job of filtering them out. But because these particles are not food, they can get stuck in the delicate tissue of the kidney, causing low-grade inflammation. Furthermore, the emulsifiers used to keep the oil and water mixed can strip away the protective lining of your gut. This allows toxins to leak into your bloodstream, forcing your kidneys to work overtime to clean up the mess. You are essentially asking your kidneys to clean up a toxic spill every single morning. If you need creaminess, stick to real heavy cream, coconut milk, or even a high-quality butter. Number 8 is alcohol. We all know alcohol affects the liver, but its impact on the kidneys is arguably just as severe. The damage here creates a perfect storm for tissue death. First, alcohol is a potent diuretic. It blocks the signal to your brain that tells your kidneys to hold on to water. This is why you visit the bathroom so frequently when drinking. This rapid fluid loss thickens your blood, making it sludge-like and much harder for the kidneys to push through their filters. But the bigger issue is the toxic byproduct of alcohol digestion. Breaking down alcohol creates free radicals, unstable molecules that act like little wrecking balls, damaging the cells of your kidneys. And there is a hidden kicker: uric acid. Alcohol, particularly beer and sweet mixers, dramatically spikes uric acid levels. Uric acid is not a liquid. At high concentrations, it forms microscopic, needle-like crystals. These crystals can lodge in the kidney tissue, causing physical damage and kidney.
Right, so for time's sake, I didn't want to show the whole thing. So that just for you to have an idea, we just looking at the time, right? Look at the other one. We put another one on the video on the screen.
Lacks water, the impact can feel extreme. When your body lacks water, the impact can feel extreme, even when you're not in a desert. Your brain activity begins to slow, affecting memory, focus, and your overall mood. Thickened blood puts pressure on your heart, making it work harder to push it through your system. Without enough water, your kidneys can't clean your blood properly. Toxins start building up. Even your skin suffers, losing elasticity and becoming dry, flaky, and irritated. Your mouth dries out. Your breath turns shallow, clear signs your body's running low on water. You feel drained, mentally cloudy, and even small tasks become harder. Just one glass of water starts the healing, rehydrating cells and restoring energy. A small habit, big result.
A small habit, big result. Simple, just sipping on water.
When you don't drink enough water. What happens when you don't drink enough water? Your blood thickens, making your heart work harder. Kidneys struggle, allowing toxins to build up. Your brain can even shrink slightly, causing headaches and confusion. Cells overheat, blood pressure drops, and organs are at risk. Water is essential fuel for every system in your body. Hydrate to thrive, Keep your body functioning optimally.
So I'm just trying to show you when we don't drink water the right way, right, Saints? When you don't drink it the right way, we have problems, which is what? Our kidneys are affected. And we need to not allow ourselves to not drink water. You can train. I've heard people say, I don't like the taste of water, but you can train your body to like water just by simply having the water and having it regular. How many of you can try doing that tonight? How many of you can say, you know what, I'm going to try? How many of you are seeing the importance of water? How many of you drink water? How many of you drink water on this platform? And I'm not talking about one bottle, but how many of you really drink water? If you don't, is Marlene saying that? If you don't, you got to start drinking water now. And one of the things you've heard said, and I don't think we really even understand that much, people who, do you know what causes stroke and heart attack? It's when your blood is thick. Okay? But if you drink water, water will thin your blood. So you got to learn to drink water and drink water the right way. And one of the things that water do, and you see, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, listen to what I'm saying here, and it was mentioned there. One of the things that you got to understand is this: we are thinking, I can't remember, my brain's like, I don't know why I'm not remembering. And the first thing you do is what? You go and get supplements, right? Because I'm not remembering, I can't seem to focus, and you run to get um, supplements to help you remember in your brain. You're feeling tired, you're quick to get an energy drink, or you're going to get supplements to give you energy. But the problem is not necessarily about you feeling this way and needing something from the drugstore. If you start drinking water, your memory will improve. Some of you, the reason why you're feeling lethargic and tired is because you're not drinking enough water. Remember something, saints of God. When your blood is flowing, and flowing nicely and really doing its thing. You got to think of a drain. If a drain is clogged and everything is not flowing the way it ought to flow, what's going to happen? Things are going to back up. Things are going to stick together. It's a similar thing to what happens in your body. Once that drain is flowing, everything is going. Everything that is not good is going. There's no scent. There's no stench. Amen. So when your blood starts flowing, everything that needs to come out will come out. So you've got to drink the water, but you've got to drink the water the right way. Because if you don't drink the water the right way, then you're just wasting and causing your body. You just run into the washroom all the time, and then you weaken your urinary tract because it's too much. You're forcing it to hold a lot of water. So you get up in the morning and you start having your water, but have it slow. So what I do, I have a big cup. I have that tumbler, and from the moment I get up, I start drinking it. And I've gotten so accustomed now since I've started doing it that I find myself just taking sips. I can't drink any much more because in my mind, I want my body to be healed. So you drink the water slowly, you allow the water to go through and into your organs, and by doing so, your blood is flowing. Once your blood is flowing, saints of God, you're going to get energy. Once your blood is flowing, it's going to heal every part of your body. You got to get that blood moving. You got to get that blood moving nice, huh? You don't want it moving sluggish, you want your blood flowing in such a beautiful way. You just want your blood to dance in your body. You have the opportunity to start doing that now. And if you start drinking water based on the time you get up, what science is saying, from the moment you get up and you start drinking water, as someone was asking a little while in the chat, you would have consumed during the entire day, that's 7 to 8 glasses of water. By the time you've gone to bed, you would have drunk 7 glasses of water. You'll understand it, but you have to start slow, just start. And if you're anything like me, and because you're so busy, you may tend to forget, just download one of those apps on your phone that gives a water reminder. Some of those apps, you hear what you get to choose how you want it. It is set up in such a way that you can tell, the app will ask you, okay, what time do you usually get up? What time do you go to bed? And based on the information you feed into the app, it will tell you when to have your water. So you just put like a reminder, and when you hear that sound, it says, okay, it's time to sip some water. Right, Brother Nathaniel? Time to sip some water. If you're out and about, it may be difficult to have a sip of water every 15 minutes, but you may need to have it every 10 minutes because outside is hot. Are you all following tonight? I know it's different from what we are accustomed, but here's the thing. We have to take care of our temple, not only spiritually, but you have to take care of it physically as well. You don't have to have a problem later on in life. You don't have to be sick like your grandparents. You don't have to be ailing like they are. You have the opportunity now to start taking care of you. Everything, saints of God, and I'm going to show you this when we continue. Everything, I want to tell you this in case you don't know. Every single thing that we need to live healthy on this earth, God has placed it on the earth. Everything that you need, because that's what He says. He has placed the herbs there for us. And if we take His herbs and do it the way that we should be doing it, half of this world wouldn't be sick the way this world is sick as it is today. And that's why I'm begging you and beseeching you, stay away from processed foods as much as possible. It's a work in progress for me. I have to tell you that I'm not fully there yet, but I am aware. So I ask myself this question, and I speak to myself. And I say, okay, if I go and I'm tempted to get something, I said, Nicole, this has processed sugar. Processed sugar. And I talk to myself. I said, Nicole, this has processed sugar. Processed sugar is going to cause your sugar level to go up. And I'm saying all of this because when you go to the cashier has everything as a last minute strategy to get you to spend money. So you pull something by the cashier to put in your trolley or wherever you're going to get. And this is what I am trying to do. I speak to myself. You don't need this. It's going to get you sick. You don't want your kidneys to go back. And I talk to myself. I'm asking you to join me in that challenge, and let us take care of our temple. When you're drinking water, I want you to remember this. You bless that water. And you don't have to every time you take a sip. If you're like me and you have this a container with water, you lay your hands on that water and you pray on your water and say, Lord, this jug of water will bring healing to my body. Lord, this is going to bring healing. When I drink this water, as I drink this water, every time I sip on this water, Father God, it is going to cause the blood in my body to flow. My kidneys will be healed. My stomach will be healed. Every part of my body will be healed. Are you all listening today? Ask yourself, do I need to drink this juice? Because we're talking about high sugar levels. Do you really need to have your snacks so much of sweetness? Do you really need to have all this soft drink? You got to run from soft drinks. I went somewhere, I can't remember what it was, and something I had to get for the children. And the person, I can't remember what it was recently. And the person said, do you want juice or you want water? And I was tempted to say juice. And I said, no, give me water. I'll take water, because I am trying to live healthy. So eating healthy is living right as well. You don't have to be in a hospital. You don't have to get bad news from your doctor. So let us try this together. And in trying this together, what I'm saying, if you do it, you would be thankful for it. Talk to yourself. Do you want to have develop eye problems? Do you want glaucoma? Do you want cataract? Talk to yourself. Do you want blurred vision? Do you want to see floaters in your eyes? Talk to yourself and say, no, I don't need this. Because this, I believe, let me tell you, and this is me, I speak for myself, not for Dr. Richards, neither for the leadership. I believe that all of these processed sugars is a plan of Satan from day one, from the very inception. Because the enemy, he knows, and he has revealed certain things. And we will talk about that when we do our teaching in spiritual warfare and exposing the enemy in the next couple of weeks. And because of that, he will give man little wisdom too and ideas. Who you think invented guns? Man himself? No, the enemy would have given them the idea to invent these guns and weapons, even in the days of old, to kill and to do all these things, to harm. And so I believe that we were excited about it and love it and all these things, and we start eating it, we buying these things for our children. I struggle to understand the school says, don't send chocolates and don't send sweets because you cause the children to be hyper. But yet still the canteen selling the same things you don't want the parents to put in the bag. And until we come together as as a community and look out for the younger generation and our children, we're just going to be spinning top in mud. There's so much damage that's being done to the human body because of processed sugars. And there are ways that you can get sweeteners without using the processed sugars. And we've spoken to you about that. You can make dates. How many of you know about dates syrup? You can make syrup with dates, and you put it in a glass jar whenever you need it. And dates is extremely sweet in its purest form. That's God's. That's God's own. He made that, and that's sweet. Are you listening? You can have it. You put it, and you just put it, and you don't even need to use much. It's probably even sweeter than this condensed milk that is so processed. And let me tell you something. If you can keep processed sugar out of your diet, you'd be amazed at how healthy your body will feel. And healthiness has nothing to do with your size, because there are people who are slim and they're not healthy. And there are people who may be on the heavier side, like myself, and they may be healthier than the person who is slim. So size have nothing to do with health anymore. You can find alternative ways to make your stuff that you want sweet. There's another thing that I always struggle with. Carrots is sweet. Carrots, sweet, sweet, sweet. When I say real sweet. Carrots, if you take carrots and juice it, you will swear that somebody put sugar in that. How many of you have ever tasted carrots? How many of you have ever juiced carrots and tasted it by itself? Do you all know carrots is sweet? And also overripe bananas, it's sweet as well. And so here's where I thank you, Minister Candace, right? You've tasted it, it's extremely sweet. But then here's where I've struggled. People will make what you call banana bread or even carrot cake, and then they add extra sugar to it. I don't understand. They put the processed sugar in it. Why? Bananas are so sweet. You can make a banana bread with the bananas alone. And I'm sure you know that. You can make banana bread with just the bananas alone. You don't need to put in this other sugar in it. You can still have things that give you the benefits of the taste that you like without the processed sugars. You can take back your health. You can take it back and make a change. Too much sugar will cause you to break up with buttons on your face, pimples, they call it. If you cut down on the sugar, all of it, your body will heal on its own if you avoid processed sugars. If you take that, and maybe Alicia, I don't know if we could probably try a challenge with you, with the family. If you stay away from processed sugars, what is difficult to deal with now, I promise you it will be so easy. Your body will be so thankful and your body will begin to heal itself. You just need to do the right thing. That's why some people are so tired. People have said that they no longer have processed sugars and their energy levels are high. They can focus more. There's no fogginess in their brains. So don't go and put yourself in a place where you're feeding the pharmaceutical with a set of money because you need to buy this supplement and that supplement and all these things that you think is good for you when you can just do it differently. We buy B15, is B12, B, yeah, the Bs, B12, sorry, I said B12. We buy the Bs because we want energy, but do you know if you have kale and you have beetroot, um, I think Brother Campbell is on, and green fig, you boil that green fig and you drink that water from the green fig, your whole body will be energized. You don't need to have all these things. You just need to know how to take the herbs that God Himself has made and put it in your body and replenish your body. This is the place that we're coming to. Because why? There's coming a time, saints of God, when all these nice fancy things you want to spend money on and buy, if you don't take the mark of the beast, you won't be able to do it. So guess what? Get accustomed to the natural thing. You know, I was laughing, talking to Dr. Richards. We buy expensive tea bags. Let's talk about the chai. This chai is the right way. Some people say, yes, chai tea. Have you ever looked at the ingredients in the chai tea? A box of chai tea is like what, about 40 something dollars a box, I think. Of it's expensive. It tastes nice. Have you looked at the ingredients? These people will come into the Caribbean, they buy the nutmeg, they buy the cinnamon, they buy the cardamom, they come in the Caribbean, take it, go back where they came from, and I'm just saying, and then they process it in those countries, and then they sell it back to the Caribbean, and we're there going in the supermarket and buying this. Some of these teas, you're like, look at the ingredients. It's right here locally. You can go and make it yourself. Get your cinnamon, go get it fresh. Get your nutmeg, get it fresh. Get the cardamom and make your own chai tea. And it will be cheaper than what you purchase in the supermarket. And you understand it? We gotta go back to what is healthy for us. Go back to grating coconut. Go back to how it was, because guess what? You may say to yourself, that's too much work, but it's going to heal your body. We stop here tonight. God bless you. I really hope that you are encouraged tonight. And